What if a single glass of white wine could tell the story of war, peace, and identity? Alsace Riesling isn't just a wine, it's a declaration. A bottle that speaks both French and German, shaped by centuries of conflict, culture, and resilience. In this story, monks, emperors, and winemakers all played a role in defining one of the world's most misunderstood and yet brilliant white wines. Stay with us until the end, because what you'll discover is how Riesling, in this tiny borderland, became a symbol of unity, and how one grape managed to survive and even thrive through the tug-of-war of two nations. Welcome to Alsace. Nestled between the Vosges Mountains and the Rhine River, it's a land of half-timbered villages and storybook vineyards. But behind this picturesque charm lies centuries of struggle. Since the 1600s, Alsace has changed hands 5 times between France and Germany. Louis XIV, Napoleon, Kaiser Wilhelm, Hitler, de Gaulle, each left a mark not just on the language and culture, but on the wine. Road signs are in French, but locals say Gewürztraminer with a perfect German accent. The wine labels, often bilingual, and the architecture of the cellars, more Rhine than Rhone. Alsace is French, but also not quite. And Riesling, it became the unofficial ambassador of this dual identity. Long before politics drew borders, the monks drew vineyards. The first vines of Riesling in Alsace are believed to have been planted by Benedictine and Cistercian monks in the 9th and 10th centuries. They cultivated the steep slopes, recorded soil quality, and, believe it or not, invented some of the earliest terroir mapping. Alsace's connection to wine goes even deeper, to the Romans. Ancient amphorae found in Strasbourg and Colmar show that Romans cherished the cool climate whites from this region. But it was Riesling that stuck. Why? Because it could survive. Its high acidity made it ideal for aging. Its resilience allowed it to grow in the varied, often harsh microclimates of the Vosges foothills. And its aromatic complexity, a gift from the region's mosaic of soils. Then came the 19th century. In 1871, after the Franco-Prussian War, Alsace was annexed by the German Empire. Overnight, French citizens became German subjects. The language changed, school books changed, even the wine laws changed. Riesling, already a respected grape, became a symbol of German quality. But when Alsace returned to France after World War I, everything reversed. German was banned. French wine rules reasserted themselves, and yet Riesling remained, not just as a grape, but as a survivor. It adapted to both systems. In Germany, it's often sweet or off-dry. In Alsace, it's bone-dry, mineral, and structured. Two interpretations of the same grape, mirroring the two nations who claimed the region. In 1975, France officially recognized the first Grand Cru vineyards in Alsace, a moment of validation for the region. Today, there are 51 Grand Crus, with Riesling being the dominant grape in many of them. Names like Schlossberg, Brand, and Zotzenberg are whispered with reverence by sommeliers, but not everyone agreed with this classification. Some producers, like the iconic Marcel Diess, rebelled. They felt the Grand Cru model borrowed too much from Burgundy and didn't reflect Alsace's unique blend of geology, climate, and tradition. Others, like Trimbach, refused to label their best Rieslings as Grand Cru, even when the vineyards qualified. Their reasoning? The wine should speak for itself. Not every Riesling bears a title. But in Alsace, the most powerful bottles don't shout, they whisper. One of the biggest misunderstandings about Alsace Riesling is sweetness. Many wine drinkers expect it to be sweet, like its German cousins. But Alsace Riesling is usually dry, elegant, and food-friendly. That said, there's nuance. The region also produces Vendange tardives, late harvest, and Sélection de Grands Nobles, noble rot selections, some of the most exquisite sweet wines in the world. And then there's the ancient tradition of Gentil, a field blend where Riesling plays a lead, but other grapes like Pinot Gris and Muscat join the chorus. Alsace doesn't follow just one rule. It's structured but flexible, a paradox in a glass. During World War II, Alsace was again under German control. Many winemakers were forced to Germanize their production. Some resisted quietly, hiding French flags under barrels, refusing to follow Nazi directives, or smuggling wine across borders. Riesling became a symbol of quiet rebellion. After the war, rebuilding was slow. But in the vineyards, hope returned. Families replanted, new domains emerged, and Riesling once again became a vessel of identity and resilience. Today, you can still feel that tension in the glass. Beauty built on hardship. Alsace Riesling isn't just wine, it's geopolitical geology. It's the taste of two cultures negotiating a shared future. It's mountain air and river mist. It's French elegance and German precision, dancing in the same bottle. And most of all, it's a reminder that wine can transcend borders, even when people cannot. So next time you raise a glass of Alsace Riesling, remember, you're not just sipping wine. You're drinking a story centuries in the making. The story of two nations, one grape, and a glass full of history. Santé, Prost, cheers.